If you want to know the secrets of existence and the true meaning of life, I can't help you. But if you want some book recommendations, why not try reading the ones I wrote? If you're a fan of giant monster mayhem and anime weirdness, why not try Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1? If horror is more your style, you can't go wrong with The Occult Mafia. Those who enjoy their fantasy with a dark twist may be interested in Emerald of Maddox City. And if you're interested in shared universes, why not read all three? Hop on down to the description for links to all three books on Amazon. Enjoy whichever ones you read, and enjoy the video. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Omniviewer, and upon my latest viewing of Godzilla vs. Kong, I noticed something that might just be a huge coincidence, but I felt like I had to share it with you guys because so far I haven't seen anyone else point this out. Like I said, maybe it's nothing, but it feels like it's too big of a thing. Well, alright, let me set the stage here. I've seen Godzilla vs. Kong like 4 or 5 times by now, and I didn't notice it until my most recent viewing. But about towards the end of the first act, I would say, when Kong is being shipped off across from Skull Island to Antarctica, and we haven't quite gotten to the first fight with Godzilla yet, there's the one moment where the storm is raging, the rain is coming down, and Kong raises his hand to shield himself from the rain as best as he can. And there's a brief moment where the camera is looking at him full on, and we see him look like this. Here's a screen grab for you. This is the shot. Upon my most recent viewing of Godzilla vs. Kong, I looked at that and I thought, oh my gosh, Kong looks just like the Minnesota Iceman in this shot. He's holding the exact same pose. Now, some of you hear me say that, and you'll probably instantly think, oh yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, he's definitely holding that same pose. But for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the Minnesota Iceman is a very interesting case. You know the old argument that the only way to prove Bigfoot exists is to bring in the body of a dead one? Well, the story of the Minnesota Iceman shows that it's not so simple. But let me properly set the story for you here. So the story of the Minnesota Iceman begins in 1967, where it was displayed as sort of a bizarre oddity. Come and see the Minnesota Iceman, a strange creature encased in a block of ice. And people would come and see it, and, well, here's an image for you. For all intents and purposes, it looks like some sort of hairy anthropoid creature encased in a block of ice, hence the name Iceman. And it was said to have been recovered from Minnesota, hence the name Minnesota Iceman. However, the Minnesota Iceman is no prehistoric discovery like a woolly mammoth or something, for the body appears to bear gunshot wounds, which appear to be placed on the body in such a way that they would have been fatal shots, meaning that this creature, if it is a real creature, was most likely killed by a gun. So it can't be prehistoric. And that would point to the idea of it being some sort of unknown primate type creature. Based on its appearance, possibly a Sasquatch. Now, to be clear, there are several Icemen floating around that are known to be fake. We know for a fact that they are just fake stuffed gorilla costumes frozen in ice. But the original Iceman, that's a question not so easily answered. It's been studied by experts from all over, and they all have their own opinions. Some say that the evidence points towards it being a very elaborate hoax. Others say that it is 100% proof positive of a hairy hominid species that is not human living somewhere in North America. Now, last I checked, it's still generally unresolved, though you're going to have people in two camps, either saying it's 100% fake or it's 100% genuine. But whatever it is, the image of the Minnesota Iceman in this pose is one that's very well known in cryptozoological circles. You look at this image, you instantly think of the Minnesota Iceman. and then I put it next to this image of Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong, isn't that an eerie resemblance? It's very striking how similar it is, actually. I do not know for certain if this was an intentional reference. I do know that the people working on the MonsterVerse know about cryptozoology, and that is an influence on the MonsterVerse. But I don't know for certain if this was a deliberate reference to the Minnesota Iceman. That they thought, hey, we have Kong, he's this big, hairy creature, and we redesigned him to look a little more like a Bigfoot for these movies. Why don't we just throw in this little thing as a blink and you'll miss it reference, see if anyone finds out? I don't know for certain if that's the case. I mean, heck, it took me like 4 or 5 different viewings before I actually noticed it myself. But now that I have noticed it, I can't unsee it, and I have to wonder if it was intentional. Even if it wasn't, and it is just a coincidence, it's one heck of a coincidence, and quite an interesting one at that, at least to me. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, point it out, give you something interesting to talk about, hopefully. And now that I've gotten something just brief and simple out of the way, time to start working on the real deep dive stuff. But those are videos for another time. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Godzilla vs. Kong possibly references the Minnesota Iceman, or it might just be coincidence, but the image is what it is. Until such time as we meet again, this is the OmniViewer signing off. If you enjoyed what you just saw, hop on down to the description for links to Patreon, DeviantArt, and all of our social media, as well as links for Operation Red Dragon, The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, The Occult Mafia, and Emerald of Maddox City, 3 original novels I think you'll really enjoy. Thank you all, and we appreciate your support.